Hey everybody, Timmy the Spork here. Today we are going to play my new favorite game. It's called Cribbish, and it is a deck builder roguelike that uses cribbage hands. If you're a fan of cribbage, you're going to enjoy this game. If you're a fan of deck builders, you're going to enjoy this game. And if you're like me and you're a fan of both, this game is going to be an absolute ton of fun for you. We're going to go ahead and start a new game. We're going to use the stock deck, which is just your standard 52 card deck to begin with. And we're going to play on easy to give people a sense of how this game is played and get an understanding of mechanics. Starting a new game, we're going to abandon our previous run. We were just testing some things, not a big deal. For those of you who are unfamiliar with cribbage, have never played it before, there are 5 main ways to score. 3 of them are going to be very familiar to you if you've ever played poker. The first is a flush of 4 or more cards. That's when you have cards that are of the same suit. So Jack, 7, 2, Ace, all of clubs would be a flush of 4. The second way is a pair, or when you have more than that of the same value. So 2 aces, 3 aces, 4 kings, whatever it may be, scores points based on how many of the same card you have. The third way to score is a run, which I don't have any in this hand, but it's when you have 3 or more cards in a row. So ace, 2, 3, or 9, 10, jack, queen, king. Anytime you've got 3 or more cards in a row, you get points for it. The fourth way to score is unique to cribbage, and that's called 15s. That's when you have 2 or more cards that have a sum that adds up to 15. So a 10 and a 5, an 8 and a 7, 2 4s and a 7, 2 2s, a 3, and 2 2s, a 3, and an 8. All examples of 15s. And then the fourth way to score is called knobs or nibs, and that has stuff to do with the jack, and we'll go over that when we come to it. The first thing you do when you've got a hand of 6 is you have to get rid of 2 of those cards. You send them to your crib. Then you're going to flip up the starter card, and you're going to have a hand of 5. It's going to be the 4 cards in your hand, plus whatever card is over here. Then you're going to score the crib. It's going to be 2 cards that start out face down, plus the 2 cards that you put in there, plus the random starter. And so you're going to have 2 hands of 5 that score some points. This is kind of a tricky hand to start with. The only real points I've gotten it are the flush and the pair of aces, and I think it's gonna be a little bit better to keep with the flush, send the 2 diamonds to the crib and see what we get. Nothing too exciting, unfortunately. Pretty low scoring starting hand. Here we've got 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna keep the run of 4 and send the 10 and 9 to the crib. That noise means we met our goal. We exceeded it a little. And then after you play a hand, get that score value, you collect some money, and you go to the shop. Shop lets you add cards to your deck, lets you add relics that you keep up here that have fun ways of affecting the hand. You can also get potions, which are single-use consumables, perks, which give permanent passive bonuses, and the cardsmith, which is various effects such as deleting cards or upgrading cards. One of the things that I've discovered playing this game is that you want to get something early on that just gives you points, and I really, really like this Ring of Bone. Every time I score a set, which would be a run, a flush, 2 of a kind, whatever it may be, I get bonus points for it, and this relic actually scales as the game goes on, so it gets more and more valuable. We're also going to pick up this card, which increases the value of any of my pairs, and we're going to go ahead and sit on this remaining 4 gold and start the next round. Not the strongest hand. I'm going to send the 2 9s to the crib and hope I get a helpful starter. Not really. Oh, I did get knobs. So what knobs is when you have a jack in your hand and it is of the same suit as the starter card. Nibs is similar, it's simply when your starter card is a jack. So we've got some pretty good stuff here. We've got the king, the 10, and the 5 makes a couple of 15s. And we're going to send the ace and the 2 to the crib because they have the most potential to work together. So you can see in that hand I got nibs for having the jack. We met our goal, we collect our money, and we see what we got in the shop. 3's a crowd is really good. It reduces the requirement for flushes to be 3 cards instead of 4. I really want to get the queen. My usual strategy ends up getting more face cards and more 5s to maximize that number of 15s. Let's grab the queen, let's grab 3's a crowd, and let's hit the cardsmith. So cardsmith gives you 6 random cards and then 3 random bonuses to choose from, and this is really lucky. We got a 2, which is not a very strong card, and this steel queen. The steel is an upgrade that makes it more makes it more valuable. And create a doppelganger, copies that queen over top of that 2. And as you can see in our deck, we have 1 less. We don't have a 2 of diamonds anymore, and we've got 2 of these special queens. And we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next round. I don't think there's anything I wanna spend 4 gold on, so we'll bank it for later. So this is an elite hand, which means there's a challenge, which in this case is I have 1 fewer cards. Now the one advantage of this is that I only need to send 1 card to the crib. This is not a great hand. We're gonna go ahead and send the 3 to the crib. I think it has the most potential. Now one thing that I haven't done yet is draw new cards. In Cribbish, you have a number of hands that you're trying to get that score and a number of draws that you can use to make that score. And I haven't been using them because at the end of a round you get more gold for how many draws and how many hands you have left. But in this case, I gotta get a better hand. So we're gonna go ahead and toss that 2. We're hoping for a queen, that's pretty valuable. So we're gonna send this 4 to the crib and see what we can get. Queen was a great starter card to get. We should be able to make this 40 points on the next round. I only need 1 point, and I've got a pair of 4s, which does that. So I'm not gonna spend any more draws. We're just gonna send the ace to the crib. And we actually had a pretty decent hand. The 8 gave us a run of 3 and a 15 with the 7. All right, not the best amount of gold, but hopefully we can get something good. Diamonds are dealt face down. That should be fine. We're gonna pick up this lucky horseshoe. So multipliers are applied to the hand after you add up all the points for that hand. And this is a really good relic to get early in the game because it stacks over time. We're gonna visit the cardsmith and see if we can do something fun. Remove cards, clone card, and add a bonus to a card. We're gonna go ahead and remove the ace and the 2. My general strategy here is to get rid of the ace through 4, and then the 6s through 9s, so that I have a deck that's entirely 5s, 10s, and face cards. I got 4 gold left. Nothing really excites me. I could buy this to boost my economy, but it's going to take a few rounds to ramp up, and I'd rather have that 4 gold for something else. So the diamonds are dealt face down. I know that this is a jack or a 10. And I know that these are an 8 or less. I could keep the 8 and hope for a 9. I could also hope that one of these is a 5. And I think that's the play. I send the 8 and an ace wasn't a good draw, but I did get a 5, and it's of the same suit as one of the jacks, so that's actually a pretty good hand. Not quite good enough to win the round, but we don't need a whole lot of points. Let's send the 2 diamonds to the crib, because this way we know we get a flush of 3 and potential for a flush. There it is, a flush of 3 in the crib. And that's a pretty good crib too. We met our goal. We were over 100% of the target, which is a lot of extra gold. Love to see it. This is a really good passive. It turns one of your relics into a passive, but only a specific relic. Ruby cards are really powerful, but I don't think it's worth getting on a 6. None of this really excites me. Increasing the chances I get perks is pretty good. Runs over 4 cards. I'm not likely to get runs of more than 4 cards. Let's go ahead and reroll, see if we get anything good. A Steel Jack isn't bad. There's the relic that pairs with the passive with the perk that we had last round. Knob perk isn't bad. Yeah, let's get the knob perk. Get another Jack, get another 5. And I got 7 gold left. Let's visit the cardsmith once. None of these are great. I could convert stuff to spades to increase the chance of getting a flush. Yeah, let's go ahead and convert these 3 red cards into spades. And then I think we actually go ahead and pick up this card, this hand, just because it's really valuable. And because it gives me extra hands, it ends up paying for itself within a few rounds. 3 jacks and a 5 is an incredible hand. Just send that ace and 3 to the crib. Getting a 4th jack as the starter card is great. Knocking our point goal out of the park with just the first hand. Got some really nice gold bonuses. None of those cards are great. Here we go, Ring of Inclusion. So, Ring of Inclusion means that we can now include the starter card in our flushes, which I guess is something I hadn't explained before. In order to get a flush, you have to have the cards in your main hand. Under normal circumstances, you can't count the starter card. Ring of Inclusion lets you count the starter card. Card Shopper's perk is good. Increasing the base score of 15s is great. Let's go ahead and buy both of those. And again, we may as well visit the cardsmith, see if we can get something good. Rainbow cards and gold cards are both really strong, but I think I'm still focused on trying to get rid of the cards I don't want, turning this 9 into a 10. Great choice. We could hit the cardsmith again. I think I'd rather save that 6 gold. 2 kings, nothing good to pair it with. Let's ditch this 3. Let's ditch the, actually, send the 9 and the 7 to the crib because king for ace makes 15s. I don't think I ever said jacks, queens, and kings count as 10s when scoring a 15, but count as being in a row when scoring a straight. When scoring a run. 1-5 perk is really good. Copper 5 is pretty good. 15s. I'm not going to have 15s with more than 2 cards by the late game. We'll pick up those. And yeah, let's treat ourselves to another cardsmith. Doppelganger is really good. Yeah. Let's turn this 4 into a steel queen. Great, beautiful. Love to see it. The steel adding more points just makes that queen so much more valuable. So this card, we know, what is this one? Clubs are face down. We know that this club is a queen or a king, which means it's either a pair or a run. So let's just send these 2 cards to the crib. Not the greatest hand, but this multiplier from the horseshoe is really starting to add up. And as the game goes on, that value is just going to get more and more and more. Because it increases every time you score a flush, which we're going to be scoring a lot of flushes. Ooh, runs add the sum of their ranks to the set scored. That's pretty good. I want to get the trash can perk. That means that when I visit the cardsmith and I delete cards, I can delete up to 3. And I do want to get the 2 point scoring perks. Let's pick up a 5. Let's pick up the Fate's Cloak. And we're kind of I'm just real quick sorting these by what they do, so it makes it easier for me to decide what I want to do when I replace them. The Handyman is utility. The 3's a crowd and the Ring of Inclusion are flushes, and then the Ring of Bone and the Fate's Cloak are just raw points, while the Lucky Horseshoe is a multiplier. Let's hit the cardsmith one more time. Even though I don't have a 3rd card I want to delete, I think getting rid of the 6 and the 7 is pretty good here. Because again, our main goal is to have a deck of nothing but 5s, 10s, and face cards. So again, face cards are dealt face down. I think we actually redraw the ace. Not wild about it, but let's go ahead and toss the 2 face cards. Hope we get like a 5. Yeah, we had a 5 in the crib, so that's a pretty good value crib. And it doesn't matter because we got our point goal from the main hand. Not bad at all, not bad at all. All right, now we move on to the next level. And a reminder that the first 2 levels in a group of 4 have no special tasks or challenges. And then the upper 2 do have tasks and challenges. We're gonna pick up this Clearum Serum, which actually removes some of the challenges in later levels and is really, really valuable, because sometimes if I get something like, you must have a run of 5, and I have no runs of 5 in my deck, can't do it. We're gonna pick up this Ruby card. It increases in value as time goes on, and this Gold card. And we're actually going to pick up a Ruby Reduction, which lets me turn a card into a Ruby card. And yeah, let's hit the Cardsmith one more time, see what we can do. We can trash up to 3 cards. I like trashing the 6 and the Ace. And nothing else is going to be that valuable. What the Rainbow cards are just... the Rainbow cards just mean it counts as every single suit when you are scoring flushes. All right. Great hand, easy peasy to choose. Send the 2 7s to the crib. Pretty good score. Not much in the crib, but that's fine. Still made our target. We've actually got a pretty good engine running right now. We've got a lot of cards that are scoring us points, but you'll notice the required points go up rapidly. I forgot to spend that, but that's fine. Here we go. Maternal Crib is very, very good. I think we keep the 2 flush modifiers for now because we got that horseshoe. Let's get rid of the handyman and pick up the crib. What that does is it's a multiplier for every queen that's in the crib. And then, yeah, we pick up the suitors perk. We pick up the ruby bonus. Visit the Cardsmith. Create Doppelganger, excellent, which means I can turn this 3 into a queen. The other good option would be promoting that 4 to a 5. How am I doing? I only have 8 5s in my deck right now, but I actually think now that we've picked up the Maternal Crib, I think this is going to be a better play. More queens, more queens, more queens. We want to focus on the cards we add to the deck as being 5s and queens now that we've got that. Now that we've got that crib. 3 of a kind queens and the starter card of the 5 is absolutely clutch. Beating our goal, but honestly not by that much. Because that 314 points wouldn't have been enough to get by the boss. Oh, here we go, here we go. Now we now have 3 flush. Oh, what do I get rid of? I think I get rid of the Fate's Cloak. I think long-term, the Ring of Bone, right now, the Fate's Cloak is more valuable, but it doesn't scale into the late game, whereas the Ring of Bone does. Now I've got these 3 absolutely beautiful flush perks. I'm going to be getting a ton of flushes without even trying. Pick up another queen, 15 gold. We're going to re-roll. The most expensive items that could show up in the shop would be valued at 9 gold. So I try not to re-roll unless I'm gonna have 9 gold left over after I reroll. Improve the knob perks, and you know, it's worth picking up a jack because of knobs. We'll visit the Cardsmith once more. Yeah, we can trash the Ace, the 4, and the 8. Absolutely wonderful. And so you can see our deck's progress. We've still got a bunch of stuff we want to get rid of. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8 low cards and 11 mid cards that we're trying to get rid of. So it'll be a while before we get rid of all of them. Let's move on. Don't even need to think about it. Excellent. I mean, the 6 didn't really help us, but we've still got, yep, still beat our goal. Emerald cards are really good. They are cards that add multipliers to the hand, but we don't have any yet, so this challenge doesn't affect us. And then gold cards don't activate. I think we only have 1 gold card. I keep forgetting to use the ruby potion, but we're going to pick up another one anyway. Nothing too exciting in the shop, so we'll visit the Cardsmith. And yeah, once again, let's get rid of that 2, that 7, and that 8. Oh, I should have done the 6 instead of the 8, but I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. Let's go to the next round. 3 9s is pretty good. Let's actually send the 2 5s to the crib. The 3 doesn't really help us, but we have a pretty valuable crib here. There we go, that multiplier taking us over the goal. And now we move on to the, still forgetting to use those ruby potions. Converts all hands to 1, but 1 to draws, target score reduced by 50. That's pretty good. I'm winning most of these hands with 1 in 1 hand anyway. Have exactly 5 card flush. So that is probably gonna be good for the Clearum Serum. I don't think it's... Might be likely to get the 5 card flush with the Phantom Pendant, but I'm not sure. We're gonna pick up the 1/5 perk. We're gonna pick up another Jack. We're gonna pick up another 5. We only have 10 gold left, so now we're 3 rolling. Let's hit the Cardsmith. My options are to make the 5 an Emerald or to promote the 4 to a 5, and I think late game, this is gonna be the better move. And let's hit the Cardsmith a second time. Doppelganger. Yeah, I can turn that 9 into a silver, into a steel queen. Excellent. Next round, next round. Nah, don't even have to think about it. Send the trash cards to the crib. At this point, I'm really hoping for cards that will... or hoping for passives that will increase the number of cards dealt. The other thing I'd really like is, I believe all 3 of these flush perks, or flush relics, have a corresponding perk that turns them into a passive. And if I can get those, I'm in really good shape. None of these are exciting. The Transmute Upgrade perk is pretty good. Still haven't remembered to use the Ruby Potions. Increasing the chances I get a perk is very good. I've got enough steel cards, this is pretty good too, and I don't have enough money to do anything else. Before I send stuff to the crib, let's turn these 2 queens into ruby, because the thing about rubies is they increase their value over time, so waiting this long to use them, I'm losing out on points. Even though the queens in the crib will be a lot of points, yeah, let's go ahead and keep them in the hand so that they synergize better with each other. I mean, it would have been the same number of points either way, though. Cool. You're moving right along. 800 points. Converts all... Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Storage unit perk is very good. How much... Oh, I didn't have enough gold. I should have bought the queen. No, this is more valuable. That gives me a lot of flexibility if I get a really good relic available. Not the best hand. Let's redraw the ace, see if we can get something better. That's something better. Let's redraw the 6. Yeah, that'll do. Send the 2 9s to the crib. Not a great hand, though. This might be the end of the run. Shoot. Oh, whew, that multiplier saving me. Very nice, very nice. 13 gold is fine. I don't think I need a potion slot. Oh man, this is good. And let's pick up another Clearum Serum. They've got a lot of value. Yeah, pick up another 5. Hit the Cardsmith. None of these are great. I think another queen is fine. And we'll go to the next round. So this I need to be paying attention, have a flush of exactly 5 cards. I think I send this to the... Oh, I have to send 2 to the crib. I think I send these to the crib and hope that the starter is a spade or a club. Nope. If I can meet my score goal with this hand... That horseshoe, man. So I've met my score goal, so this is... Ooh, actually... This is way too valuable. Because we can boost this ruby queen up by a lot. Let's go ahead and score this hand because we're not in danger of losing. We've got 2 more hands. And then use the Clearum Serum to get rid of that goal to have exactly 5-card flush. And this is also why I picked up the second Clearum Serum, because I figured I would need to use one of them to get through this. Yeah, I see the alert. I can't drink it after I play this last hand, so we just pass the hand. We still got a very good amount of money. And let's quickly see what our challenge is. Hearts do not activate bonuses, that's fine. Increase target goal by 50%, that could be a challenge. Increase the score, base score of pairs. Get the queen and the 2 jacks. Yeah, 7 gold left. Let's visit the cardsmith. Ooh, none of these are great. Let's turn the 3 red cards into clubs to increase our odds of getting a flush. Not the strongest, but getting a 5 in the crib. I haven't really talked about copper cards. What they do is if you use a copper card as a draw, you send an extra card from your draw pile to the crib, which can be very, very valuable. Adding more cards is the best way to add points to a hand, right? The difference between 3 of a kind and 4 of a kind is huge. I only have 9 gold left. Let's save it. I think I want to save it for some rerolls. Queen, queen. I mean, let's see if we can get a 5 or a jack. Or another queen. Go ahead and send these to the crib. I mean, not the best hand, but we pump up that ruby queen. Yeah, and see how what I was saying about this horseshoe is its multiplier is just increasing slowly over time as I get more and more flushes. Permanently increase the cards. This is good. And then buying this again. Yeah. Again, it's not the strongest, but since we've got a slot, we'll probably end up selling it again down the line. And with only 6 gold left, we're going to jump into the next round. Great. Ooh. Slightly better to send the queen to the crib, I think, and keep the run of 3. Yeah, and then we got the 10. Especially since the queen in the crib adds a multiplier to the main hand. That's the big thing. Hearts do not activate bonuses, that's absolutely fine. But we didn't make our goal, but we're very close to making it. 9 and 7 to the crib. Yeah, those 3 queens. Absolutely wonderful. Love to see a big hand like that. All right. And let's see what we can get. Yeah, see how we're getting a ton, 5 gold per round for having 10 draws left over? Makes a huge difference. And what's the negative thing here? Increase target score by 50%. Actually, be prepared is very good because it'll tell me in advance if I'm going to need more Clearum Serum. Ooh, a lot of stuff I want to buy here. Let me look at, I got the Ruby 5 is 4, 5, 9, 12, 18. Yeah, I can get it all. That's great. Gonna do the queen last just in case I miscounted, which I did not. Jump into the next round. Oh, and yeah, since I can now see the next round's challenges, all 3s are removed from the deck. That actually helps me. 2 card 15s do not score. That could screw me over. But I think we'll be fine because we've got enough runs and we've got enough pairs. But we only have 3 card, or all of our 15s are going to be 2 card unless we get the obscure, 4 and 6, of which I don't have very many left. Cool, made that goal. Good to see. Next hand. Oh, Emerald Beetle is very good. Again, I don't want to get rid of these yet. I really want to hold on to them to see if I can. This is just a really good, just adding multipliers. 14. Let's go ahead and reroll, see if we can get it something epic. No. Ooh. I can't buy all 3 of these. I think I'd rather, and none of the cards are exciting, I think I'd rather get the Epic perk and the Suitors perk. Those are going to add, Epic perk's going to make the shop better, and the Suitors perk is going to just make flushes better, and I'm getting a lot of passive flushes. Oh, and now I can see the next round again. Am I going to need the Clear Serum for the next Brute and Elite challenges? Oh, wait. Maybe I misremembered. Okay. Oh, it only lets me see the immediately, so that was probably not worth picking up when I did. Hey, Big Hands perk. That's the way to go. Ooh, Dragon Egg. I still don't know what the hatch means. When will hatch? When will it hatch? All right, let's see. Cloning selective card is pretty good, but not worth 4 gold. Rainbow 5 is not bad. Let's pick that up. And then let's hit the Cardsmith. No. Turning the 9 into a 10 is better than removing it, I think. Next round, because either way, the 9 gets out of my deck. I can send 2 or 3 cards to the crib. Let's send the Queen, the 7, and the 7. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing, but I still should be fine because I got huge multipliers. Oh yeah, and the crib doesn't score. That's, Let's send the 6 and the 2 to the crib. Oh, that 10 was an incredible starter. Yeah, we're getting this one. Love to see it. Yeah, 6,000 points when I only needed... Ooh, Emerald 5 in the crib when we don't score the crib kind of stinks, but it is what it is. Challenge, all 3 is removed from the deck. That actually is a bonus to me. Thank you. I don't have a lot of multi-bonus cards, and I'm not going to get nibs very often, but it's always good to pick up point-adjusting cards. Let's... Hey, that's nice. Turn that 6 into a a ruby queen. Awesome. Let's save the 7 gold. Yeah, and we send this 8 and the 6 to the crib. And this is where also having that 1 extra card makes a difference, because without that 1 extra card, we'd have 1 fewer 5. And that would make a big difference in terms of score. One of the nice things about this game is once you kind of build your machine, it's not as challenging. Let's increase the perks because we're still kind of fishing for the perks. Sure, we'll get that one too. Like, you'll notice that I'm scoring 6,000 points when I only need 3,000, whereas in the early game, I was scoring, 60 points when I needed 50. That 10x multiplier doing work, but not enough. What a great hand. Let's send the 2 queens, the 2 regular queens to the crib to multiply the main hand, and leave the 2 ruby queens in hand so that they keep stacking up their value. Yeah! See, if I'd gotten that hand as the first hand, I would have won in only 1 hand. Increase the score of... Hey, see, this is what I was talking about. Yes, yes, yes. So now, I still have the bonus of the Phantom Statue, but it's no longer taking up a relic slot. Suitor's perk. Actually, the reveal is very important. All hearts if I send, get at least 315. Get at least 15 15s. That actually seems trivial with this deck, so we don't need the Clear Serum. And I don't have enough money to buy the queen. I don't think it's worth picking up the 5 yet. Not a normal 5. Send the 8 and 7 to the crib. Actually, send the... No, because run of 3 doesn't matter. So we send the... Because the crib doesn't score, right? So we send the 7 and the 6 to the crib because the 8's more likely to pair with something in the main hand, like if I drew a 9. And this is easy. We send the 9 and the 3 to the crib. And this is an absolutely monstrous main hand. And we only need like 300 points, and we can probably get 4,000 or 5,000, I'm thinking. Or 14,000, you know. Whatever works. And then I don't think we need the money perk this late in the game. Rainbow 5 is good, but probably not this late in the game. I think these are both economy perks that I don't know that I need. I think we want to reroll. Clubs over 34. Yeah, let's reroll. All right, not worth re-rolling again. No cards. The set king is actually pretty good. And then let's save money for re-rolls next round. Yeah, send the 7 and the 6 to the crib. Just get rid of those, and we got a double run of 4. So I don't know if I pointed this out earlier. So, the next time I have a double run of 3, I'll explain, well, I can't really show you while it's animating, but basically, if you have a run of 3 and a pair, so like Jack, Jack, Queen, King, it's more valuable than just a run of 3 and a pair, because you actually have 2 runs of 3. You have Jack, King, Queen, and the other Jack, Queen, King. Handyman, I love how it says it's undiscovered, because even though it's a really good perk, I've never actually had it offered to me when I have the card in hand. Main and multiplier. It's a little late for this, but I still am probably going to be getting a lot of cards. Like a +1 multiplier is not bad, and just like the Lucky Horseshoe, it will increment as the game goes on. Spades do not activate card-specific bonuses. That's fine. Let's re-roll. I'm really, oh, Queen's good. And you'll notice that card collector already went up. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the next round. Let's save that 6 gold. Not the strongest hand. We're sending the 2 3s, not because we can score the pair, but because they're just not, they don't synergize with the rest of the hand. Which is a really good hand. You get 10,000 points. I only need 6,000. Not a ton of money. This guy keeps coming back. Emerald Jack, very good. Just another Queen, very good. Still got 14 gold left. Yeah, let's go ahead and re-roll. Hope for something really good. Nothing too exciting. No cards I really want. Let's just save our gold, because we can always visit the cardsmith later. Okay, this is very strong hand. I actually think I want to keep the Ruby Queen in the hand, and then send these 2 queens to the crib to add a multiplier to the hand. Yeah, and so we got a double run of 4, which is essentially 4 runs, which is why those points are just going through the roof. Get some money. 18, yeah. That's a really good artifact, especially in the early game. Nothing too exciting. Let's re-roll. Keep getting offered this. I really want the this ability, this perk, but for one of these 2 relics. Increase the base, increase pairs. I don't think I need another potion slot. Yeah, let's pick up the Rainbow Queen. We don't really need it, but let's keep adding queens. And just so you can see where our deck has evolved to, we still have a lot of cards that I'm not really excited about because I haven't been visiting the cardsmith as much as I usually do. That, man, come on. Maybe it's being offered to me because I had it and I sold it. I'm not really sure how that mechanic works. Let's visit the cardsmith, see if we can get something. Nothing here we want to remove. We can make the Queen gold is probably the best play. Oh, hello, Luna. This is my cat Luna. She's wants to be a part of this. How you doing, girl? Next round. Yeah, send the 2 and the 6 to the crib. Love to see that. 10,000 points when I only need 7,000. So the last round is only going to need 10,000 points, but if I get bad luck, that could be missed. Not worth re-rolling. Let's just save our money. Yep, and send the 9 and the 4 to the crib. Honestly, not getting rid of every single weak card hasn't really hurt me that much because the crib isn't scoring. If the crib were scoring, then I'd want to be sending more 5s and more face cards to it. Oh, that was a nice hand. All right, what do we get? Increase hand size again. I think this actually only increases crib size, which doesn't make a difference. Let's re-roll again. Well, again. This is good. The doppelganger drink means if I'm dealt a card I want to get rid of. And then let's hit the cardsmith. I think this late in the game, I'd rather get an emerald card than remove that 1/8. If I could remove 2 cards, I probably would have gone with that. Probably not worth it. What is this one? All hearts are dealt face down. Well, not knowing what this card is, let's send it to the crib with the 4. It was a jack. I probably would have redrawn the 4 if I'd known what it was, but I'm pretty sure we're going to hit our goal. Yeah, 17x multiplier. Beautiful. Love to see it. And then we got one more shop visit. Let's try to remember this potion I got sitting here. Yeah, let's just increase. I got 15 more gold. Let's re-roll. Actually, the clone concoction is really good because it adds the clone card to your hand, which can make for a lot of points. I can't afford these perks and the Emerald 10, and I actually think these two passively increasing the points is very good. You'll notice that 15 started out the game at 2 points, and now they're worth 8 points. And so that ends up being an enormous increase, given how often I'm making 15. And with only 1 gold left, let's go into the last round, and we don't need to save draws this round. So what we're gonna do is we're going to turn the 7 into a queen. And then we're going to also clone this queen. I do still need to send 2 cards to the crib, which I actually think is these 2 queens that don't have the gold modifier. But the gold modifier is going to add a huge... Actually, it doesn't matter where they go, because they're going to be, if I send them to the crib, they're going to be a 2x multiplier because of this relic right here, whatever it's called. 88,000 is pretty good, and it is not, it's enough points, but I have to get a bunch of 15s. So we're gonna send the 7 and the 10 to the crib, and this is gonna be 6 more 15s, which means I only have to get 3 in my final hand. I'm gonna be so embarrassed if I can't get 3 15s in my final hand, because I made a big deal about that Clearum serum and I sold it. Oh, Timmy can relax easy. I send the 3 and the ace, and this is going to be an absolutely enormous hand with 2 emerald cards, a gold card, and that ruby card. $21 multiplier. Actually, not as big of a hand as I thought, but it doesn't matter. I met my goal, won the game, and that's a victory. So that's what cribbage looks like, and it's not just that. In addition to the stock deck, you've got a bunch of different decks with different bonuses, different challenges. I really like the Revolution where you can't get face cards. I'm also partial to the Diggin' for Diamonds where you only have 2 suits. Plus there's different difficulties settings for more of a challenge as you get better and better at the game. And of course we've got tons of relics that we never used, more potions that we didn't get to see, and a bunch of perks as well. So this game has a lot of depth and a lot of variety. It is available on Steam. It is in early access. And like I said at the beginning, if you're a fan of Cribbish, if you're a fan of deck builders, this game is worth your time. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a fantastic day.